Hey guys, in this video I'd like to talk about my past experiences on the question that affects those of you who want to go to a computer science major. I recommend you to watch this video even if you're not considering going to computer science major or not considering going to university right now, because in this video I will show you a lot of resources on how to start coding. But let's talk about the big question here. Do you need to be good at coding before you go to computer science major? When I was starting the university, I didn't know any coding languages and I didn't even know what coding was exactly. At my first course at university, I had to learn C++ and they taught us everything from the basics. So you definitely can go to a computer science major without knowing any coding, because I did it and I'm still here and now I know how to code. But there's a but in my answer. I found hard to learn at the pace of the others who had already have some experience in coding. It's not impossible to learn everything in the lesson, but a little bit of prior knowledge can help you reduce the stress. I actually lost my confidence at almost the very beginning of my coding course. I felt like everyone knows better than me and I started to second guessing my choice on studying computer science at the first place. Then after a while I started to be better at coding with a lot of practice, and finally I gained back my confidence in coding. I'm making this video because I hope I can help you to avoid this bad experience with coding, because coding is much more than learn how to write things in one language and how to write the same things in another language. The language is only a tool to make anything that you just want to create. So in my opinion, it's much more important to choose a field that you are interested in than just to learn a coding language and the next one and the next one just for the learning's sake. With that, I just wanted to say that to try to be open and try out different things and just don't be afraid of coding. Trust me, it's not that hard as it might seem for the first time. So what should you do before going to a CS major? The first taught language is not the same in each university, but the three most common languages are C++ or C, Java, and Python. Most of the times, one of these languages will be your first language that you will learn at university. For me, as I mentioned, it was the C++. I gathered some free resources for you guys to get the hang of the coding and just to get to know a little bit more one of or all of these languages that I just mentioned. So I will link everything down below at the description box, so you can find any information that I will say in this video.
For C++, there is learncpp.com. I know it's a little bit too textbook-like, but you can get a general understanding of the language from this. If you'd like to know more about Java, you can visit JetBrains Academy that leads you through real-life projects in Java. Or you can learn from learnjavaonline.org as well. For Python, you can use JetBrains Academy as well, or you can learn at learnpython.org.
And of course, you can find a lot of courses on the typical online learning sites like Udemy, Coursera, and so on. But if those ones are too textbook-like or boring, or you feel too overwhelmed to study all of those and you just wanna learn while having fun, I have other options for you as well.
For this, I recommend you to check out Scratch, where you can create games and interactive stories. It's primarily for kids, but this is a really easy way to get familiar with programming in general.
And there's a really good book what my brother used to learn how to code games. And you can develop a lot of example games from this book, so I will also link it down below.
A little bit different but also fun is Swift Playgrounds. It taught you the Swift programming language at the first place, which is used for iOS development, but you can learn a lot about functions and methods from it, so basically about the core of each modern-day programming language.
There are other websites as well where you can play while learn to code, but those are primarily for middle school kids, but those can be useful for any ages. So don't be shy, just try them out. And that's all for today. I hope I help you in some way to don't be afraid of coding. And don't forget that practice makes perfect. Even experienced coders has to practice. So don't be hard on yourself if something doesn't work for the first time or the second or even for the third time. I know that feeling is kind of overwhelming and just stressing you a lot, but trust me, just don't be hard on yourself on those situations. It will be better, and learning to code is a long-time journey, but it will be easier and easier as you go on in the learning process. So good luck for every one of you guys, and see you in my next video. I have other options for you as well. I don't know why I'm doing this.